Yeah, I didn't stop at you, did I? No.
No, you missed me. But you can stop in anytime you want.
I know.
Because we're going through the process the same as we do
Mhm.
every year.
Correct.
It's just that the paper has started coming to our budget meetings, just started in the last year or so. Prior to that, they didn't come to our budget meetings, so it wasn't put out in the paper what we were doing at our first meetings as we got started. And we're not done yet.
Yeah, I've heard that possibly there will be no tax increase, that you will maybe get the money from a reserve fund, so there will not be a tax increase, which would be fantastic. But my concern is if the police budget is going to be even higher next year, we can't continue to take money out of the reserve fund to keep our taxes down.
No.
So that's kind of the concern from the business side of it.
Jason, do you have the figures on it? Because I know the old sheet that when you first had it on there, this new one doesn't have it on there.
Yeah.
I thought it went up.
Well, I'll leave, I mean, it's
No.
whatever it is, and I'll just leave that with you. So,
I think it went up like, the salary went down a little, but I think because we added, at one point, the original one, we added 10,000 for a squad car, and I think that boosted up a little bit. Otherwise, it was really close being the same.
But I would hate to see us having a budget next year of $225,000 for the police
I
department.
totally get where you're
Yeah.
going with that. Trust me when I can say that we have been working diligently because we've realized with the income that we have locally, and every year when we go up 2% or 3% or whatever we go, that ends up adding a big amount at the end once we get that.
I had two quick other points then.
No way.
One, the roadside park down there, an owner came to me a couple years ago and said, boy, the city should clean up that roadside park so that canoeists, more than two canoes can pull in. It's fantastic swimming out in the middle of the river there. And it would be, you know, I think it'd be great that if you could have that whole area there all cleaned up with the beach area.
Right.
And
So a few meetings ago, we had a wish list where everybody bought 3 things, and that was one of the things they brought up that we are going to be looking at.
that's
So
a good idea.
Yeah. So.
And just one other quick thing is, I read a lot of times where I see where these cities get hit with huge deficits of pensions and insurance and they're going broke. I would just hope that maybe you're taking a look at where will we be 10 years or 20 years down the road, as how much money is going to take to pay these pensions and if insurance keeps going up. That's all I had.
Nope, and that's very valid concerns, Irvin. I appreciate you coming in and bringing those to
Yep.
us.
Thank you for the
We
time.
will definitely look at those, and then we will have your input in mind when we work through
Real good.
this.
And I'll contact you, Irv, with the numbers on the police department budget.
Real good.
Thank you.
See ya.
All right, go back to where we were. Initiative Fund Foundation has a funding request on page 21. We've done it every year. With talking to Lacey, we budgeted for it.
We budgeted currently there's $400 in the 2019 budget earmarked for this.
You know, my question was to Lacey is that have we seen anything out of this so far? I mean, for years, I don't know. I know we've been putting it in there, but and like she said, maybe it is good when we do need them. Maybe it'll be a good. And they may donate to areas that we're not aware of.
And they've helped us in years past.
Okay.
Yeah, I have, in a marker, and I don't know, a total of, in general, over 2 million that they've granted in grants. And I guess that goes back to what you just asked, are we getting anything out of this? Are we getting any grants that we applied for because of these people?
Not that I'm aware of, but we also don't have somebody on staff currently dedicating a lot of time to grant writing. We don't have an economic development director or anything like that. So it's something that's being worked into this schedule, but no, not at this time. And if we've received a grant or money in the past, I don't know about it. That doesn't mean it didn't happen. I'm just not aware of it.
It was quite a few years ago.
Right, that's what I'm saying. Like, it very well could have happened and I just don't know.
It was back around 10, 15 years ago, I would think. Don't quote me exactly, but somewhere in that range, I think. But they did come in with a lot of help then.
Anyways, I'm looking for a motion, to the A, approve, or B, not approve the request. Anyone?
Do we have it in the budget?
Currently, we budgeted $400. I know this letter says 410, but we budgeted $400 for 2019. We've already provided them with the 2018 contribution.
Well, I guess if we're not getting anything out of it, I'd make a motion to deny it.
Okay, we have a motion to deny it. Do we have a second? No motion? All right, motion then is stale.
Would it be reasonable to table this and ask
That's
till
exactly what I
next
was
month
going to
and
suggest too.
ask them, let them know what the concerns are that have been raised and see if they can get back to us with,
Absolutely.
maybe they're doing work in our area that we're not aware of. Not necessarily directly with the city, but in our area.
I can definitely find out.
All right, we'll table that to the October meeting. Go ahead.
Should this be done before our deadline for the budget?
Well, it's 2019 budget, the 18's have been paid already, so.
Right, but this is talking about for the 2019 budget, so it is part of our 2019 budget. Or they're asking for it to be part of our 2019 budget.
And we don't want a special meeting for something like that. It financially
$400.
doesn't make sense.
Yeah, it's only $400. We've already got it in the proposed budget.
Correct.
Yes.
So it doesn't really, and we won't change the numbers much one way or the other if we wait one.
Well, currently it's in there, so if you guys decide not to, then it would just be a reduction in the budget, so that would be fine.
All right, sounds good. We'll move to Hilltop Regional Kitchen, is asking for some funds on page 22 and 23. Do Bruce, or Pat, you are on the board with them, ain't you? Are you still on the board, or?
I still work with them. They're distributing meals in the community. They just recently started working with our local food shelf.
Okay.
And I'm on the board there, so I kind of have an idea of what's going on there. They prepare all the meals at the Hilltop Kitchen, and they're distributing them to the surrounding communities, and they're expanding the program. But they've just started working with our food shelf in the past couple of months. They were working more limited in our area by having meals delivered to Staples and then distributed from there. So where it's going to go and how it's going to develop, I don't know, but some of us are working to get it done.
Well, how's it, have people been coming getting meals at the food shop?
They have, as far as I know, yeah.
Okay.
But like I say, it's just getting started.
According to their calculations, they have a little, they're trying to do $1 per person, I think, population. It looks like we're under the $654, which is a total of $2,792. And I gotta be honest with you, if our elderly senior citizens are taking advantage of this, I would be totally for it. Because this is for disabled, elderly people that need food that can't either cook or may not have the finances to cook or the ability to.
I probably have one question for you, Pat. What is this return on investment? I don't really understand that. What what does it mean, or what is it?
What I can,
Go ahead.
yes, you have it, but what I was reading up in here is what they're saying is that every dollar that we spend in the community, they buy the food in quantities, big quantities, and actually it's valued at $4.27 for every dollar that we donate. So the cost is $1, but they're, because you buy it such a big quantities, and some stuff is donated, the value of the meal, or the value of that dollar is $4.27. So it's a pretty good deal. And we can, my understanding is we can use the 10% money on this if we want to. It would be a good use of that money. We could try it for a year and just see how it goes, and you can kind of keep an eye on it, right? See that people are showing up for them, and
Yeah, it is, like I said, it's being done through the Mountain Area Food Shelf, and it's Lutheran Social Services, it's actually administering the program.
okay. All right, does anybody have any other questions? Otherwise, I'm looking for a motion.
I would make a motion that we donate the $654.
Okay, a motion made by Amy Hutchinson, looking for a second.
I'll second.
Second by Johnson. Any more discussion?
Can I clarify? Are you looking to donate that out of the 10% money?
Correct, out of the 10%.
And that is in fiscal year 2018, correct? This year?
I believe that's what they're asking, was it
Yeah.
2018?
I'm pretty sure.
But we do have that available, correct?
Correct.
Okay, yes. So it'd be from the 10% monies for 2018.
Okay. Who made the other, Steve? You okay with the motion?
Yes,
Second? Okay.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine.
Yeah.
Any other discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. All right, departments, planning and zoning.
Planning and zoning doesn't have any actionable business tonight. We had a meeting and we're working on projects, trying to get some things done, but we've nothing to take action on tonight.
Okay.
Now, I hope I'm not
No.
screwing up again, but Pat, we mentioned that one lady that we might want to have come in and just talk to us about helping our community.
Carol Anderson.
Yeah, that was it. Okay, thanks.
And do
Is
that,
this about the time to bring this up?
and do it, is that through planning and zoning? Do it through planning and zoning?
That's
or-
where it came up, yes.
Okay.
And that's where she would likely come and talk to us, is at the planning and zoning.
Okay. It sounded, you're grinning, is that? It sounded like it would be good to listen to her anyway,
Sounds good.
from what I got out of it.
That's something that you will talk to her or set up.
Our zoning administrator's working on it.
Oh,
Darren and I have been in communication, and I actually met with Carol about a month ago, maybe a little bit longer than that now, and we're working and contacting somebody with Region 5, and then Darren and I are gonna reconvene and then come back to the Planning Commission. So we're on it.
Thank you.
do you have anything else, or is I moving on? All right. Building department, I don't think we have anything. Does somebody else have anything? Okay, then we go to fire department.
Alright, for the month of August, we had 11 medicals, 2 good intents, 3 motor vehicle accidents, and 0 fires for a total of 16 calls. We put in for a DNR grant, looking for approval to match the $2,567 in available funds for equipment.
So you guys got the grant?
We got the grant, yeah,
Okay. You guys have this amount in your budget for equipment?
yes.
Okay. All right, I'm looking for a motion to accept the approval of the grant.
Can I ask one quick
Yep.
question? So they've listed out what they were going to purchase on the grant application. As part of that, would you like them, if you approve this, would you like them to seek further approval for actually purchasing those items over 500?
No, I would
Or-
say whatever the grant, because you have the total amount there, right? Is it?
Correct, so
What
the
is
city would
total
be,
amount?
the city would be spending $2,567 estimated. And then that's the amount in the matching funds we would receive for the 6 categories of items that they put on their grant request. But some of the individual items are listed at over $500.
I think we
So-
can approve them all.
Approve it all in one motion.
Right, for that, whatever that paper has.
I'd make the motion to approve the whole thing.
All right. Pat O'Regan make the motion. I'm looking for a second. I'll make the motion, second it. Any more discussion?
I'm gonna abstain from the vote.
That's fine, just, yeah, appreciate that. Any other discussion, anyone? All right, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Are any comments or concerns from the, brought by the fire department?
I have none.
Anybody have anything for them? No? All right, we'll go to the police department. Jason, you are on deck.
Okay, for the month of August, we had a total of 163 calls, bringing our total to date at the end of August at 880 calls this year. You can see my report in there as to where it's broken down for each individual type of call. Anybody has any questions regarding any of them?
All right.
We're good. Okay. Next on the agenda was the mandated training for post requirements. There's a training course offered by Sourcewell coming up on September 26th to help law enforcement officers and CLEOs such as myself with knowing the mandates to the new post-regulated requirements. Post Board is now requiring that a third of our continuing ed credits come from 3 different specific areas, including crisis intervention, mental illness, conflict management and mediation, and recognizing and valuing diversity and cultural differences. So along with that comes added work for each agency of making sure that each officer is being properly trained, getting the proper credits, and that it's being documented properly for auditing purposes. So they're offering this free training to help assist CLEOs and officers how to keep track of all that and what's actually required. So it's a free training offered through Sourcewell for us, so I'm just looking for approval from the council to be able to take that day to go to that training.
All right, anybody have any questions for him?
That's a D.
Yeah, it'll be September 26th. It's from 9 a.m. to 3:30 in the afternoon, so the vast majority of a day.
And I can vouch for what you say in this track, that we're going through the same thing with our office, so some new stuff that they've mandated to do, so this doesn't really cost us anything, so that's good.
I'll make the motion.
Eeny, meeny, miny, mo, one or the other.
Go ahead, I'll make the motion to approve it.
Okay. Pat O'Regan made a motion to approve it. Want a second?
No.
No?
I'll
Okay.
second it.
No, I-
Too late, sold. Carlson seconded. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, next is the 2018-2019 school year school resource officer agreement. can see in the council packet there, pages 29 through 31. It's the same typical agreement that we've signed in years past. It allows myself or the other potential officer to spend up to 340 hours over the year and get reimbursed for that time while we're spent at the school.
Okay, I'm looking for a motion to approve that.
I would make that motion.
Motion made by Hutchinson, looking for a second.
I will second it.
Seconded by Carlson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries. Want to do the other one?
Alright, and then, what I added to the agenda was a background investigator course, with posting for a new police department employee. I'm learning just as well as everybody else on this, and I've done some checking around, trying to stay ahead of things, and once we offer a preliminary agreement to hire, we have to do an intensive background investigation for that new hire. It's required by the post board, and they have a long, lengthy checklist of everything that we need to make sure is covered and done. With that, I did checking around with local agencies in the area, see if they would be able to assist us with doing that background investigation for me. Every agency has turned me down based on the amount of time it takes, that they don't want to have to pay one of their employees for the extensive time of the background search, as well as having liability in it as well. If their background investigator happens to miss something and it comes up later down the line, it's going to fall back on them, and they don't want that responsibility. I did a lot of checking around trying to find courses so that I could become a background investigator, have the training so I knew exactly what to do, because I've never done one before in the past. And I was lucky enough to find one. The sergeant from the St. Paul Police Department is conducting a class this Friday in Aiken County. So it's not too far away, and the class is only $200. Most of them are closer to $400 or more. Lacey and I did some checking around earlier to see if we could find outsourcing for it, and we haven't been able to find anybody that we could outsource it to either yet at this point. So at this time, our best option is to, in my opinion, is to send me to the training course to get trained in the background investigation. So it's just looking to see what the council's view is on it, or if you guys want to approve to allow me to go to that training this Friday. It's an all-day class in Aiken.
Is it a one-day class?
One-day class.
With this training, you'll be able to do background checks on hires ongoing then?
Correct, yep.
Okay.
So any future employees through the police department, I'd be able to do the background checking on them.
I will add to that last time when we had a hire, we had a difficult time finding somebody to do it for us. I think Doug did it eventually, didn't he?
Tony Sear from
Okay,
Cass County.
Cass County do it, but it was relatively difficult, like he said, it's extensive, it's money out of their pocket if they're busy, so they don't wanna do it. So for $200, this might be out of the best deals. Typically, I think backgrounds, they charge way more than that.
Yep.
Steve?
You already answered one question or answer. Can you hire out yourself, or can the city hire out themselves to do background checks for other departments?
That's probably a question I could get answered at this course. I would assume if you're looking like doing a background check for a fire department employee or public works employee or something within the city, we could probably do that.
So this also would not just be for full-time, it could be part-time officer
Correct.
Potentially Public Works or whatever.
Yep. My only reservation would be, after speaking to all these other agencies, I wouldn't wanna hire us out to do it for another agency because of the liability issues that would fall back on the city.
That was my next question, the liability, not only to hire out, but, and I might have been getting ahead of myself, but even doing it for ourselves, is there a potential liability if something was missed and something flagrant was missed and you come back and bid us?
There is, which is kind of the purpose of getting the additional training. I mean, according to Post Board, I can do the background check as is right now. They're completely fine with that. They gave me that approval. They said it's typical in a small agency that, you know, the chief is on the hiring committee and does the background checking. That's typically normal, but yet with the added training, it's gonna help keep us from having that liability. At least if something did happen or come up, we can say, well, you know, we covered what we were taught in training. We didn't skip training and just wing it.
So I guess Doug did not do it, this other person did it, which is immaterial, but he had to be paid, right?
His county did it, a lot of counties, sometimes they used to do them for just out of goodwill, because their neighboring counties really didn't charge anything for it.
But did Motley have
No,
to pay?
we did not pay for it.
You know, as far as I'm concerned, for $200, I'll make that motion to go.
I'll second it.
Okay, we have a motion by Johnson, second by Reagan. Any more discussion? I'm gonna add one little thing, go ahead.
Sorry, I was gonna ask also to cover mileage in the, because I'll drive my personal vehicle so that the squad's available for the other officer.
Sounds good. The other thing I would like to add is that if you look at his numbers, we're at 880 calls this year. When you start hiring, if he starts going out, get hired, we're gonna, you know what I mean, these calls have to be answered and taken care of. I kind of agree with him that if we pay the $200, it's cheap, but we keep them to ourselves. Let him keep, because I mean, he is busy, and if we have to hire another full-timer to help him, then Willie would be not, kind of defeats the purpose of getting a full-timer if we're gonna hire him out, because everybody would hire him then, I
The
think.
liability concerns.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, it was just knowledge,
Yep.
so you understand everything.
yeah, very good. Anybody have anything else? Okay, I'm looking, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Same sign, motion carries.
Can I confirm that that included the mileage or did not include the
It
mileage?
included mileage, he had it added. Right, Steve?
Yeah, so obviously you're taking your private vehicle.
Correct.
Yes.
All right, anything else for the police department? All right. Then we move on to public works. Bruce?
Okay, page 32 is my report. You see we fixed that water leak, major one over behind, or over on Norway Lane. Okay, and one other thing on water, we had a frequency drive blow up on Friday morning. The first estimate's a little over $4,100, but at the new water plant, so, but we're gonna have to do it, so that'll be coming down the line too. The only other thing on that is down in Parks, the sign is done now and planted, and the 3 benches are put in Converse Park there. We should maybe, I think you had talked about wanting to be there for a picture stuff. Maybe we should set that up to meet with the newspaper and get some publicity out there for it. Recognize the Community Foundation for their donation, almost $4,000 they donated, so.
No, that's, and that's, is the signs up now?
The sign's up.
Oh, it is?
Yep. And Brian put flowers in there this morning, so it's
Oh,
all.
good. So, do you think we should like invite the Converse family?
Oh, yes,
Be a good idea to get them invited too.
yes, definitely.
All right. You wanna just send an email out when the paper can make it, or is there?
Yeah, we can do that. Try and arrange it. Do you, all you want to be involved in that, or?
Depends on when we can get into
Okay,
it.
all right. I'll see what I can work out.
Oh, we can, yeah. We could even do the paper, or the picture, I suppose, without the paper and send it to them if we had to.
I suppose, yeah.
That works. Tom, would that work? If we have to do an evening picture again, if we take it and send it to you for the Converse Park,
Yeah, or just let us know and.
we'll have somebody there? Okay.
Perfect. Moving on. Tires on the 1-ton truck, you guys probably seen that spring cleanup that they were getting pretty weak. There, it's time to replace them. It's $882 installed, and I'm looking for approval to go ahead and get them purchased and put on there.
Okay.
Bruce, is that something you're gonna do locally here?
Yeah, oh, we can get the tires from OK Tire, and then probably have Integrity put them on. They were pretty reasonable.
I'm looking for a motion to approve that.
I'll make that motion.
Okay, so motion, may I give it to you this time?
Second.
Jump fast.
Motion made by Johnson, second by Carlson. Any more discussion? All in favor say aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Thank you. Wireless in Converse Park, we got the cameras up there now, but we have to physically go over and plug a chip in to read them. If we set up wireless on there, they said there's two options. First was $50 a month, or if we were to pay a one-time $1,100 because we have other stuff with them in the city there, they would, that's the installation cost, there would be no charge after that. So it might be a good investment, we could set it up and always have access to the video up there from wherever, so. So I'm looking to see if we want to spend $1,100 on
How many months?
22.
So 22 months would be paid for thereafter. Sounds like a good deal to me.
Yeah.
And if we went at $50, that would be permanent, $50 a month.
Yes,
Right.
forever. And I suppose we could probably set it up as a hotspot too if we wanted to. I don't know if there'd be any security issues, but we set it up so if people wanted to come over there and use the hotspot, they could, a public thing or something.
My daughter's probably one of them. They're always going around town finding internet service because we don't have it at home. So. All right, I'm looking for a motion to either A, approve or the wireless.
I would approve the wireless and the $1,100.
Okay, motion made by O'Regan, looking for a second.
I'd second that.
Steve had his hand up. We'll give it a second by Steve. Johnson, all in favor say aye. Aye. Those opposed, same sign. Motion carries.
Okay, next thing I got is the pump we use for, like this is water main break to try and get the water out of there so it can work, and for pulling duckweed off the sewer ponds in the fall. Kind of crapped out on us last year. We had a couple options. One's a cheap Powerhouse brand, I don't know, Ginsu I guess, but it's $400, 2-year warranty, but the parts that sound like, who knows how long they'll be available. The other one is a Honda with a 3-year warranty, pretty nice unit, but it's $1,200.